27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Every parent who dreams for their child, and every child who dreams for their future, I say these words to you tonight. I am with you, I will fight for you, and I will win for you. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. God bless you.
Sometimes in history, there's this magic moment. Somebody appears on the scene and everything changes.
I am with you.
We've never seen anything like this.
I will fight for you.
This was a man who's met his destiny.
And I will win for you.
He said he was saved by God in order to make America great again.
His victory was the greatest comeback of all time.
We're watching history, so buckle up.
I don't think the American people have ever seen this before. A government that has moved this quickly and a president that has done so much when it comes to the border and energy and major investments from other countries. It's like warp speed.
47's on a hot streak, bringing head-snapping change to Washington, overwhelming the system with a volcanic eruption of action. Trump has a mandate from the people, and he's using it, and they're just getting started.
President Trump said on the campaign trail, success will be my retribution.
Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free. We're going to have one shot at this, and no other president's going to do what I'm doing.
America's back, common sense is back. He is keeping his promise to you, the American people.
Inflation is down, growth is up.
The numbers don't lie. The economy is soaring.
Lowest gas prices in 4 years. And record tariff revenue.
The USA is on a roll, culminating in the signing of the One Big Beautiful Bill on July 4th.
The Trump economic golden age is full steam ahead. America is back, thanks to the courage of President Trump, thanks to the leadership of his amazing cabinet, and thanks, of course, to our brave men and women in the United States military.
This is a message to the rest of the world. The days of ripping off America and Americans are officially over.
Between the attacks on Iran's nuke site and the Maduro operation, the U.S. military recruitment at an all-time high.
This president will go down in history as a peacemaking president.
Peace through strength, America's in charge.
And he's just got one filter, and that is America first.
Whatever they're doing, it's working. Zero illegal crossing, drug cartels frustrated, less crime.
We have the most secure border in the history of this nation. If you think we're doing good now, you just wait till this coming year.
The president isn't taking his foot off the gas in 2026.
It's a new year. The stock markets are already making new record highs. The Trump archives are a series of near impossible feats.
As for the next year, the American people have so much to look forward to. The president will continue to build off of his historic accomplishments.
2025 is setting the table, but the banquet's going to be in 2026.
This is the golden age coming.
He says, make America great again because every American is invited.
My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future because the golden age of America has only just begun.
This is what we do. Who we are.
Survive a war. You gotta become war.
Boom. Welcome to D-Class. Happy Tuesday. I don't know if I'm happy to be back in Florida. I will be honest, I miss everybody in Texas. It's also nice to be home, though. My son and my dog missed me, but I want to say thank you right off the bat for everybody that attended Threadfest 3. I think that it was a shining success overall. We're obviously all very excited about it. If you guys watched Mickey and Matt's show over at Above the Rabbit Hole, they kind of recapped the whole thing. If you missed it, go back over there and check them out because they did a really great job. Dave, BB, we all stopped in there to say hello. And with that, I just want to say thank you guys all for being here today. So we're right back on track where we left off. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up if you're watching over on Rumble. If you're on Pilled, take that red pill. If you're watching over on X or Facebook, hit the heart, drop a comment, share the show. I want to thank Above the Rabbit Hole and Liana Wilbert. Good to see you, girl. For rating Above the Rabbit Hole over on Rumble and Liana over on Pilled. And I see you guys all piling in. So get comfy. This is going to be fun. We got something really cool to talk about. You guys know how I like to do digs, especially when it comes to the pop culture angle. Donald Trump uses it so much to talk about what's coming up next. So let's hear from the boss and bring on our friends.
I wouldn't miss a chance to talk to my friends. These are my friends.
You get any sleep yet?
Yeah, if I look a little tired, it's because I actually somehow managed to sleep for about 12 hours last night, and much needed. I think I'm still half asleep, but good to be here.
Dude, how much fun was that?
It was incredible. It was incredible. Dude, you're right. There's like it's a lot of work. It is, and no further than Patrick Gunnels and Ashley Gunnels that did all the back end stuff, and you know, it's amazing to be there with such a great group of people, but you're going for, 4 days straight, 12, 13, 14 hours a day, just trying to interact with as many of our friends as we can. But then there's almost like it is like a high. And then you come home and, thank God we do live around nice weather and palm trees. It makes it a little bit better, but there is like that kind of disappointment that you have when you get back and it's just back to normal life.
I know. Now I'm sad. I feel all alone. Wait, which one is it? No, but it was a lot of fun. Here, let's bring the man on himself, Patrick Gunnels. What's up, brother? How do you feel after this weekend, dude?
You have a little bit of post vacation blues after one of these events. But, for me, it's just immediately right back to work. And I happen to absolutely adore my job. And all the people that I miss, I get to see on my screen pretty much immediately afterwards. So I'm feeling really great. The event, in my opinion, could not have gone better. It just had an electricity to it, which all of you live stream viewers at home could see. We had a few audio hiccups at the beginning, learning curve and all that. But the camera crew, the video crew that we hired really were top notch. And we had interviews outside the venue and then a camera on a gimbal floating about the crowd. And it just made for one hell of an event.
Let me ask you both. Let's just run through it real quick. Dave, what were your highlights? What were the things that you were most impressed with? Who were the people you were most impressed with? Any story that you have from the event?
I mean, look, I say the same thing every time. Might be cliche. I mean, first and foremost, just incredibly impressed with Patrick and Ashley, who I had never met in person before. So just the amount of effort and coordination and work they put into it. I think we could do these events for another 10 years, and I don't think it'll ever change how just incredibly overwhelming and impressed I am by the caliber of people that come to this. Just the love, the interaction. As great as it is to interact with them ourselves, I just love watching everybody hanging out, getting to meet each other, get like-minded people getting together, just having fun. To me, there's nothing cooler than walking around the hotel all weekend and kind of wherever you went, whether you're in the restaurant or at the pool or in the lobby, like there was just people just gathering, hanging out, just smiles everywhere. And then I can't say enough about, if I had to pick like my favorite moment, it was probably Saturday night. Well, Saturday in general, the live D class was amazing. Getting to do that in front of everyone with Dr. Jan on stage, incredible. But then right after that, about 8 o'clock, we did that Q&A, and to have Kate and Belushi and the True Stream boys and everyone on stage. Joe, you and I have talked about this. We're not. We never planned to do any of this, so it is a very different experience talking into a computer versus talking and having 250 people look back at you. And I've now done it a few times. And I remember the first time I did it was actually at a Louis Herms event, and I was nervous as hell. But Saturday night when we were all on stage, I don't know, I just think it wasn't about anybody particular. It was just about all of us being up there and just interacting with the crowd and having fun with each other. And that hour or two that where we had 7 or 8 or 10 of us on stage, rotating people through, just hanging out, talking with each other, talking with the crowd, that was my favorite moment, I would say.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I was much more comfortable on a microphone this time, and I think I figured out why. The first time we did this for me, it's an odd feeling when you become like the center of attention. That was not, like you said, it was not the intention, right? So it wasn't something I was ever trying for, right? Where we go one, we go all. No anon is above another. I still to this day believe that, for sure, without question. And so I think this event, the way that everybody came up, I didn't feel necessarily like I was being propped up. I felt like I was a part of, right? So I felt like I was a part of the family. So when I took the microphone and I got to talk, it was like, okay, this is really cool. They're giving me the opportunity to talk to what I consider everybody equally, the family that was built on this whole thing. And so when my mindset went that way, I was able to be much more comfortable on the mic, and I'm so grateful for it. Yeah, really, really cool. Patrick, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, it's hard to explain until you've been to this type of event, and there aren't many events like this. We had Sandy Dash come up on stage. She runs the USA Trump store. She's a traveling Trump merchandise store, and she has stood up her booth at 360 events. And she said there are maybe 3 other event organizers out of those 360 who can even approach the level of personalization and care for the people, because we just are the people. And that's the part that is difficult to explain. The thing that makes us special is not that we're fancy pants creators. It just happens to be that we're the ones on this side of the webcam talking about our feelings. But there's a complete feeling of we are all peers at these events, and we hang out together, and it's just really great.
Well, we got about 10 minutes. Surprise.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at this. Look at you guys. Look at you. Look at Patrick. Could you glow anymore? My goodness, man.
Dude, you were on fire this weekend. And it wasn't just your stand-up. It was just in general. You brought really good energy to the event, and I credit you for a lot of the event going so well.
That means a lot, Patrick, because so do I. If I could, no, I'm kidding, buddy. I'm totally kidding. Listen, man, Matt and I have been talking about this since we got there Thursday. The event was so much fun to see all those people, to feel all that energy. And Joe, I want to address something. I don't know if Patrick has the same feeling about it as you and Dave, meaning the performance aspect of it, the in front of the crowd. I think Patrick's pretty comfortable. Joe, I saw your nervousness in Dave's in Jupiter, and I loved it about the both of you because I knew what was coming. I saw immediate, like you guys see drops and you see deltas and all this stuff clear as day. I see what I know clear as day. I am working with perhaps 5 or 6 of the most fascinating personalities I have ever met in my life. What you guys are finally realizing is that being who you are is the performance. You don't need a character. You don't. No,
you guys are so knowledgeable.
You're just you.
Yeah, yeah. And I thought you guys looked super comfortable up there, just for the record.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I was scared.
What's that?
I was scared.
I know you were. And I think not wearing flip-flops will help you. It'll give you more of a man feeling.
He hates the flip-flops.
But anyway, I used to do a bit about it, Joe. That's all.
I like your flip-flops for the record.
I think
Rambo.
they're biblical.
Look, I'll stop wearing flip-flops when you start wearing platforms, you short.
Mickey, if it'll get him to stop wearing the flip-flops, I'll pop for the platform.
I told you guys, Patrick lost about $1,000 of his security deposit for having to cut the size of that podium down by like 6 inches.
Shut up, bro. All three. I mean this, guys, from the bottom of my heart. Matt and I both have stood on stages in front of, tens of thousands of people. Literally, that's not made up. And we've talked to them. And the one secret I will give you guys is don't ever think for 1 second that they are not interested in what you have to say. And that is your secret weapon, because the things that people are interested in hearing you talk about, you know it in droves. So continue to be you guys. Continue to bring this face to face with people. When we sit in these boxes, we're all comfortable. You know, Joe's in his $1 million studio. Dave's in his $1 million studio. Patrick's in his million. I don't even know if it's a shower or what he's from.
But the studio, I'm in the corner of my living room.
Exactly, Joe. But the point is, buddies, is that I'm making is that you guys all already have all the tools you didn't realize you have. And I think you're just getting comfortable with the fact that you can now play with these tools. And I'll tell you guys, man, all three of you, you're craftsmen, you're brilliant, you're journeymen. Get over the, was I nervous? What you guys were amazing, dude.
Mickey, you got to see firsthand that what you would call an audience and I call family.
Sure.
Are just as knowledgeable. I mean, we had people doing digs before us at tables, sitting in a restaurant.
We felt that,
right?
Yeah.
Bro, listen.
That's why I say everybody.
There's an old saying in comedy, like there's nothing cooler than hanging out with the comics.
Yeah.
But imagine an audience where everyone's a comic. Yeah. You all have the same shit in common. Most audiences at a comedy show don't know anything about comedy except the result of it. You laugh at it. But when you can sit there with the audience and one-on-one, break it down, get into the art of it, the craftsmanship of it, the knowledge of it, bro, that's when you're into something that you'll never, ever work again in your life. You're going to love every day of your life because you get to live it with people that are interested in what you think about what they love. Just think about that. That's how you break down what we do. We are listened to by people to talk about the things they love. Tell me a better blessing on earth.
Yeah. Well, Mickey, Matt, I wanted you to jump in because we actually have a legitimate D class we want to do today. But I wanted you guys to
No, I'm having fun. You're not ruining my day.
Well, no. I want you to. I want you to tell me what was your most mind blowing what was your favorite thing? Who was your favorite personality? Pick your. I want each of you to do it. And let's do that before we get on with D class for today. But you know what, Matt, I'd like you to go first, bro. As being the virgin to to the movement in a way where we do these get-togethers. What was your favorite thing? What was the thing you were most excited about?
Above everything else, it was just connecting with everybody there. Mickey had told me he'd come back from your thing that you guys did in Florida. And, I don't think you could explain what that is to somebody. I kind of had an idea that things went very well down there and there were some amazing people, but when you go
was in too deep. The federal government had been using his cooperation to build the largest organized crime case in Nevada history. If Elvis backed out now, years of investigation would be worthless, and dozens of criminals would escape prosecution. So they made Elvis an offer he couldn't refuse. The FBI would stage his death, give him a new identity, and provide federal protection for life. In exchange, he would testify via sealed deposition in the major criminal cases, then disappear forever into witness protection. Elvis agreed, but he had one condition. His death had to look so convincing that even his own family would believe it. If there was any doubt, any suspicion, the criminals would keep looking for him. The deception had to be perfect. Document 203-7749-441 outlines the specific threats that made Elvis's extraction necessary. 3 separate crime families had put contracts on his life. The estimated payout for killing Elvis Presley was $2 million, an enormous sum in 1977. But here's what makes this even more sinister. The criminal organizations didn't just want Elvis dead because he was an informant. They wanted him dead because he'd discovered something that Elvis had learned, that organized crime wasn't just skimming money from Las Vegas casinos. They were using the entertainment industry itself as a massive money laundering operation. Record deals, concert bookings, movie contracts, it was all being manipulated to clean dirty money and fund criminal enterprises. The king of rock and roll had discovered that his entire industry was controlled by the mob, and they would kill anyone who threatened to expose it.
Does it start to make sense why he split screens his face with Elvis? I mean, this is exactly what we know of Donald Trump. I showed the clip of what he did in Atlantic City. We know at least we believe, we know what's going on in D.C. If they're destroying organized crime, the visit to Graceland was not unintentional.
Okay. So he's signaling the concept of famous whistleblower being disappeared to protect his life.
Dude, even the middlemen comment was very interesting to me. Donald Trump talked at Whirlpool about the middlemen. The middlemen are very angry.
That's what he announced. He was going into witness protection.
Right. You might not see me for a while.
Yeah.
Joe, do you have any idea when this video was made or when these documents were supposedly declassified?
This video is 6 months old.
Okay. Then that leans into it. I'd be interested to know exactly when those documents were declassified, because obviously if it was any time within, let's say, the last 8 years, that feeds into everything we believe is happening right now.
Information war, 60,000 man army. There's no reason this is on YouTube. I pulled this off of YouTube, friends. I checked half of the documents and they were legit. I didn't get through them all because of time restraints up to the show, but I was given enough. I did enough that came up legit that I was willing to show this on the show.
It's definitely a fun theory.
Well, you want to keep going?
Oh yeah.
By July 1977, the threats against Elvis's life had become so specific that federal agents were discussing immediate extraction. Document 185-9923-776 contains this assessment. Subject's life in immediate danger. Criminal organizations have acquired detailed intelligence about his federal cooperation. Recommend Phase 3 implementation within 30 days. Phase 3 was the code name for faking Elvis's death. The FBI knew Elvis was alive, but they weren't the only ones who helped him disappear that night. Because pulling off the most elaborate fake death in entertainment history required cooperation from people who loved Elvis more than anyone else in the world. The hardest part about faking Elvis Presley's death wasn't fooling the media or the fans. It was convincing the people who knew him best to lie to the world forever. According to the FBI files, Operation Crown Royal required the cooperation of Elvis's closest family members and trusted associates. And the government didn't just ask for their help. They made them an offer that came with federal protection and a lifetime of silence. Document 156-8834-223 contains the names of everyone who was briefed on the operation. Priscilla Presley, Lisa Marie, Colonel Tom Parker, Dr. George Nicopolis, Red West and Sonny West, Elvis's bodyguards, Vernon Presley, his father, even some of the Graceland household staff. They all knew Elvis wasn't really dying on August 16, 1977. They all participated in the deception. The plan was intricate beyond belief. Elvis would stage a medical emergency in his Graceland bathroom early in the afternoon. Ginger Alden, his girlfriend, would discover him and call for help. Dr. Nicopolis would arrive and perform fake resuscitation attempts while secretly administering sedatives to make Elvis appear unconscious. But here's the part that shows just how deep this conspiracy went. The ambulance that arrived at Graceland wasn't staffed by regular paramedics. According to document 179-5542-887, both ambulance personnel were federal agents trained in covert operations. Their job was to transport Elvis to Baptist Memorial Hospital while making it appear he was dying. At the hospital, Dr. Nicopolis officially pronounced Elvis dead at 3:30 p.m. But the FBI files reveal something shocking about that moment. The body that was pronounced dead wasn't Elvis Presley. Federal agents had arranged for a medical cadaver that matched Elvis's general physical characteristics. While Dr. Nicopolis was telling the world that Elvis had died, the real Elvis was being transported to a federal safe house in Memphis under heavy guard. The funeral arrangements were all part of the deception. The closed casket wasn't to preserve Elvis's dignity. It was to hide the fact that Elvis wasn't inside it. The body that thousands of mourners paid their respects to was the same medical cadaver that had been pronounced dead at the hospital. But Vernon Presley, Elvis's own father, stood beside that casket and accepted condolences from grieving fans. He shook hands with celebrities, hugged crying relatives, and never once revealed that his son was alive and hiding in federal protection just miles away. The psychological impact on Elvis's inner circle was devastating. Priscilla Presley later described the period after Elvis's death as the most difficult time of her life. But she wasn't grieving for a dead husband. She was struggling with the knowledge that she could never see him again, never speak to him, never let their daughter know that her father was still alive. Lisa Marie Presley was only 9 years old when her father died. According to the FBI documents, she wasn't told the truth about the operation until she turned 18. For 9 years, she believed her father was dead.
Isn't Bob Joyce Baptist?
Yeah.
Not sure.
I believe he is. Which I find interesting with this video and the way they're presenting it. Look, this can be picked apart.
Of course.
We could pick this thing apart for weeks. And like I said, I tried to do so. But with the connection of Donald Trump, split in the face, going to Graceland, signing the guitar, blonde hair, blue-eyed, I felt there had to be something here, right? Patrick, do you think this is interesting so far?
Yeah. Celebrity deaths are perfectly plausible as witness protection because the celebrity world is the mafia, period.
Right.
Once you get to the Brad Pitt level of Hollywood, you are completely aware of the fact that you work for the freaking mafia.
I found it interesting that it was all focused on Vegas, where Trump was all focused on AC.
Atlantic City.
Yeah, Atlantic City. Dave?
Yeah, and just going back through some of the stuff this morning, I mean, Trump has used Elvis we already showed 3 or 4 that he used, and here's another one that Enoch put together a little while ago. This is back from 2024. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but there's the Elvis, Viva Las Vegas. That was his famous, headline out there. And Donald Trump, when announcing a trip to Paris, France on December 2nd, banged off and exact delta, 12/2 of 2018, talking about the Viva versus Vive. And he also, on that same day, posted a picture of Elvis. So this was a little decode that Enoch put together, showing Trump banging right off another Q drop. Now this drop in particular doesn't connect to Elvis himself, but where the connection is that Trump used a picture of himself and Elvis to further connect all these drops that banged off exact 12/2 deltas.
And then where does it bang off of? Viva versus Vive?
That's in the top one.
Yeah, I know it's there, but what bangs off of it?
He's putting Elvis there because Elvis's title out there was Viva Las Vegas.
Of course. Okay.
All on December 2nd. And all the Viva versus Vive drops, these two drops that Enoch has in the middle, are exactly 12/2. So all four of those things on the right, Trump's post about France, the Elvis thing, the two drops that mentions Viva versus Viva, all bang off of, or all on the same exact date, 12/2. So just another example of Trump inserting Elvis into things that became decodes.
Yep.
Enoch's decodes can kind of be like taken very seriously. My man takes his decodes very seriously.
How many times has he been queued? Quite a few.
I believe Enoch's the most queued anon on the boards.
Yep.
Look, he is an interesting character. I got nothing but love for Enoch. That's what I'll say about that. His decodes are second to none. Stormy Patriot Joe, Enoch, two guys I put at the top of that platform of being decoders. So especially from the OG days, Enoch is that guy. All right, I only got two more here before we're through this whole thing. Let's keep going.
For 9 years, she grieved for a man who was living under federal protection with a new identity. Think about the psychological torture the government imposed on this family. They forced a 9-year-old girl to grow up believing her father was dead. They made Elvis's father participate in a fake funeral for his own son. They turned Elvis's closest friends into lifelong conspirators who could never tell the truth. But the most disturbing part of the Graceland deception is what happened immediately after the funeral. While the world mourned and Elvis's estate was being settled, federal agents were already implementing the next phase of the operation. Because faking Elvis's death was just the beginning, the government still needed to make sure he stayed dead in the public consciousness while keeping him alive under federal protection. And that required ongoing deception on a scale that most people can't imagine. But here's the evidence that proves Elvis didn't just fake his death. He's been hiding in plain sight ever since, and the government has been covering it up for 45 years. For 45 years, the government has maintained the lie that Elvis Presley died in 1977. But the evidence that he's still alive has been hiding in plain sight this entire time. If Elvis Presley really died in 1977, why is the government still protecting information about him? Why are they still making payments to maintain a dead man's federal protection? Why do they classify every piece of evidence that suggests he might still be alive? The answer is obvious. Elvis Presley didn't die on August 16, 1977. He was extracted into federal witness protection, given a new identity, and has been living under government supervision for 45 years. The king of rock and roll is still alive. The FBI has been lying to us since 1977. And the evidence proves that the biggest death hoax in entertainment history is finally being exposed. The government's hold on this secret is crumbling. Too many documents have been released, too many witnesses have come forward, and too much evidence has surfaced for them to maintain the lie much longer. Elvis Presley faked his death to escape the mob, but he's been trapped in federal witness protection ever since. The man who gave us Jailhouse Rock has been living in a government-created prison for nearly half a century. But the truth is finally coming out. And when it does, it's going to change everything we thought we knew about celebrity deaths, government power, and how far the federal authorities will go to protect their secrets. The king isn't dead. He's just been waiting for the right moment to reclaim his throne. What do you think? Is Elvis still alive, or am I connecting dots that don't exist? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
He can't come back to reclaim his throne because he's like 108.
He's 89.
He would be, no, 80, yes, 35.
Which is 17.
Yep, he's 89 right now.
He would be 89 years old, should he be alive.
Okay. Well, yeah. Never mind. Okay. You think he's going to come back and say, "Hi, I'm Elvis"? Nobody will believe it, and you won't be able to recognize him at this age.
Well, and neither's Michael Jackson's not going to walk it back out and go, hee hee. But we watched fake Joe Biden walk around for 4 years. I'm convinced of that. We were given enough headway prior to John McCain passing that it was predicted in my mind. It makes perfect sense. Look, we were just right there by the grassy knoll, right? I get it, the -48 things, and everybody showed up because all the celebrities were going to show back up, Tupac, etc. It makes the movement look a little nuts, but when you really break it down logically, it's more than plausible.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, it's more than plausible.
Joe, just one quick thing, because I saw a few people in the chat say, like, well, what's the takeaway? Maybe you guys came in late. The takeaway is Donald Trump, with everything going on in the world right now, financial resets, Congress is a mess, election fraud, war in Iraq, Iran, he didn't just decide to, hey, let me take a sidebar over to Graceland yesterday for no reason. That's why we're doing this.
Right. The takeaway is he's attaching himself to someone that's known to have been working with the FBI to take down organized crime. That's the takeaway. So he's literally, when you post your face split screen with someone else's face, you're attaching yourself to them. When you sign, no, I don't care what the guitar was, it was at Graceland. When you're signing the guitar and making that a PR campaign, for what? Did Joe Biden do that for anybody?
No.
Of course he didn't. Joe Biden's schedule was like nap, go to the beach, sleep again.
Elvis Presley was an informant, a key informant, at the center of a very large RICO case. What do people think those 610,000 sealed indictments are, other than the world's largest RICO case? Joe, do you have any more clips on that, or can I add one thing to it?
I'm not going to do any more on that video. I'm done with that. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I want to address one thing just because it's something that it's worth discussing. I don't necessarily have the right answer to it, but like Patrick always talks about, there's a normie narrative and a conspiracy narrative. So Elvis Presley was born Elvis Aaron Presley. Aaron, A-R-O-N. Now, a lot of people will point to his grave, which has it spelled A-A-R-O-N, as proof that it's not him in that grave. Now, it's interesting. It's possible. But if you do a little research into it, he did spell it both ways. Like, here is one, a 25th anniversary 8